Over the last 15 years, Commonwealth Catholic Charities has helped hundreds of refugee families make the United States their new home. Right now, it's serving 376 people from 14 different countries across Richmond, Roanoke, and Hampton Roads. It's part of their work under the United States Refugee Admissions Program, receiving federal funding to support things like housing, food, and transportation. But in January, this executive order released by the Trump administration stopped the admissions program, saying its continuation would be, quote, detrimental to the interests of the U.S., citing security concerns.
Every dollar we spend, every program we fund, every policy we pursue must be justified by the answer to one of three questions. Does it make America safer? Does it make America stronger? Or does it make America more prosperous?
But my primary concern as the Vice President, Margaret, is to look after the American people. And now that we know that we have vetting problems with a lot of these refugee programs, we absolutely cannot unleash thousands of unvetted people into our country.
CEO Jay Brown said shortly after the nonprofit received a letter announcing its federal contracts were suspended, ending their funding.
People have gone from persecution to now chaos here. It's been awful.
26 employees were furloughed, and now, Brown says, the fate of newly arrived families waiting for clearance to work is unknown.
We're providing for rent, we're providing for food, we're providing transportation, we're providing connections to, local offices. And absent the ability for us to do that, these families have no recourse and they can't do anything.
Katie Dillon with Commonwealth Catholic Charities says roughly 20% of the refugees they work with are from Afghanistan and were accepted into the United States under special immigrant visas for working with the U.S. government. Though the visa program is ongoing, Dillon says the lack of funding is impacting Afghans who have arrived in the last few months and those still waiting to leave.
This pause impacted thousands of people. And so they've been working with the United States for the last 4 years to get all of their background screenings, working with the different federal agencies. And they finally just received their visas and their approval to come to the U.S. as refugees. And then in January, when all of this started, when the government paused the refugee resettlement program, they were told they couldn't come.
They arrive here with a promise of building a better life, a brighter future, not just for themselves, but for all of us. And they're in a situation where they don't know where their next meal is coming from. It's desperate, and it's heartbreaking. And we're doing everything that we can, but we need help so that we can do more.
We did reach out to the governor's office asking if they have been in contact with CCC. We have not heard back at this time. Now, a judge did eventually block that executive order, but hasn't changed anything. We'll explain at 6. In Richmond, I'm Elizabeth Holmes, CBS 6 News.